Enrollment serves as the fundamental component of NitoPLUS, enabling the administration of both proctored and mock tests. Regardless of whether the exam is intended for a small group of 100 students or a large-scale test encompassing 100,000 students, such flexibility is achievable by customizing the enrollment configuration to suit your specific requirements. All these customizations can be achieved by efficiently distributing users to ensure a smooth exam administration, tailoring the exam configuration according to your specific requirements, optimizing your expenses by activating the features that are most relevant to your needs, the distribution of users occurs across regions, centers, and halls within the system. Students and invigilators are assigned to specific halls, with invigilators responsible for monitoring students exclusively within their respective halls. Set of halls assigned to a center, and each center is overseen by a registrar. The registrar is responsible for managing all invigilators and students associated with their specific center. Similarly, the centers are assigned to a region and managed by exam controller. User distribution can be understood by few case studies. In our initial case study, we will explore the scenario of conducting a proctored test involving 50,000 students. The exam is designed to last for 60 minutes, with a 12-hour window. In the case of a proctored test, it is essential to assign an invigilator to monitor each student. Assuming that one invigilator can effectively oversee 500 students within a 12-hour period, we would require a total of 100 invigilators. Consequently, we would need 100 halls to accommodate these invigilators and students. Considering the logistical requirements, it would not be feasible for a single registrar to manage all 50,000 students. Therefore, at least 5 registrars would be necessary, with each registrar responsible for managing 10,000 students. As a result, 5 centers would be required to distribute the workload among the registrars effectively. In this particular scenario, a single region would be sufficient to facilitate the test administration. In summary, to facilitate a proctored test for a total of 50,000 students, the required infrastructure would consist of a single region comprising 5 centers, with each center housing 20 halls. The scenario remains unchanged from the previous one, with the only difference being the duration of the exam window, which is now 6 hours instead of 12 hours. Assuming one invigilator can monitor 50 to 60 students in any given hour, with 6-hour exam window, he can monitor 300 students. Taking a conservative estimate of 250 students, we need 200 halls to monitor 50,000 students. So, in this case we need 40 halls as compared to 20 halls in the previous case study. To successfully administer a non-proctored mock test for a group of 50 students, a single hall would be sufficient. In summary, the requirements for this test would involve 1 region, 1 center, and 1 hall. Let's see a demo. Log in as exam controller. Go the admin page by selecting it on Application Launcher. To create a new enrollment, click on the Enrollment menu and select Add New Enrollment. From there, you can customize the number of regions, centers, and halls based on your requirements. Next, choose the type of exam and associate it with the relevant subjects. Specify the exam duration and provide a suitable display name. Once you have entered all the necessary details, proceed to create your enrollment. Upon successful creation, you will see your enrollment listed at the top. There are many kinds of exam possible. Exams with a fixed duration without any specific exam window. Exams with a fixed duration that have an exam window, allowing flexibility within a specified time frame. Exams that can be taken at any given time, providing convenience for test takers. The exam window can be configured to meet the requirements of these different use cases, enabling the successful implementation of various exam formats. Specific window. The exam has the flexibility to commence at any time within a designated window. If you select window value B300, an additional 300 minutes are allocated prior to the scheduled exam time. For instance, if the exam is scheduled for 4 p.m., a student can begin taking the exam as early as 11 a.m. on the same day. Infinity window. In this configuration, the exam window extends from the current time until the exam concludes. If an exam is scheduled with this setting, and the exam schedule date is set for 1 year from today's date, it implies that students can take this test at any time throughout the year, starting from today. The exam configuration can also be tailored to determine how the application retrieves questions from the question bank. Sequential. In this mode, the questions are pulled in a predetermined order as set by the content selector. Each question follows the previous one in a sequential manner. Random. When random mode is enabled, the questions are randomly selected from a fixed set of questions. Each time the exam is taken, a different set of questions is presented in a random order. Random pool. When this mode is enabled, the questions are randomly selected from a pool of available questions. The pool consists of a larger set of questions, and a subset is randomly chosen for each exam attempt. AI-based random. Here artificial intelligence is utilized to select questions from a pool based on the student's accuracy or performance. The AI algorithm dynamically selects questions that are deemed suitable for the student, enhancing the personalization of the exam experience. Exam can be configured based on the way the student navigates the question. Free navigation. When this option is enabled, students have the freedom to navigate to any question of their choice without any restrictions. They can revisit questions at any time they wish to during the exam. One-way navigation. By enabling this option, students are unable to revisit a question once they have attempted it. Questions are presented to the student one at a time, with the next question being streamed only after the student has attempted or skipped the current question. Timer-based navigation. It is a special type of one-way navigation where a question will be skipped after a given duration automatically, if not attempted. Let's see a demo. Select the desired enrollment. Click on the gear icon, typically located next to the enrollment name. Within the configuration settings, you can modify parameters for exam window, question navigation strategy, question polling strategy, and exam auto-submission strategy. Once you have made the necessary changes, ensure to click on the Save button to preserve your modifications and apply them to the enrollment settings. RP face detection. This feature determines the frequency at which the camera detects the presence of the candidate during the exam. For instance, if it is set to 10, the camera will detect the candidate every 10 seconds. By decreasing the value, the anti-cheating system becomes more robust, enhancing its effectiveness in preventing dishonest practices. RP Navigate Away Duration. This feature establishes a maximum time limit during which a student is permitted to navigate away from the exam page. For instance, if it is set to 10, and the candidate spends more than 10 seconds away from the exam page, it will result in a reduction of the candidate's credible score. This encourages students to remain focused and attentive throughout the exam duration. RP Face Away. This feature imposes a maximum time limit for which the candidate's face can be away from the camera. For instance, if it is set to 20 seconds and the candidate's face remains undetected by the camera for more than 20 seconds, it will result in a reduction of the candidate's credible score. This measure ensures that the candidate maintains proper visibility and engagement throughout the exam, promoting exam integrity. RP Evidence Count. This feature determines the limit for capturing evidence during the exam. For example, if it is set to 2, evidence for both navigation away and face away events will be collected twice each. This ensures that multiple instances of such events are captured, enhancing the monitoring and record-keeping capabilities of the system. RP Live Streaming. When activated, this feature allows the invigilator to view the student in real time during the exam. RP Screen Share. If enabled, the invigilator gains access to view the student's screen during the exam. RP Full Screen. Enabling this feature enforces a full screen mode on the exam page, preventing distractions and maintaining focus during the exam. RP Camera Warning. By enabling this feature, a prompt is displayed to the user if their face moves away from the camera. If you prefer not to show this prompt to the student, you can disable this feature. RP restrict mobile and tablet. Once activated, students are prohibited from using mobile devices or tablets to take the exam. RP continuous upload. By enabling this feature, nearly all the exam videos are uploaded. However, please note that there is an additional charge per test per hour associated with this feature. RP upload video duration. This feature allows you to define the duration of the continuously uploaded videos. If configured with a value of 40, all uploaded videos will have a duration of 40 seconds. The default duration is set to 20 seconds. Artificial intelligence is leveraged to enhance the effectiveness of exam proctoring and is categorized as AIP features. The following features can be selectively enabled based on your specific requirements. AIP camera capture, the frequency at which the candidate's image is captured for AI processing. If it is set to 30 seconds, the image of the candidate is captured in every 30 seconds and processed by the artificial intelligence system. Lesser the value you set, more the creditable the exam becomes. AIP multiple face detection. This feature utilizes AI to detect and notify the invigilator if multiple faces are detected by the exam camera. In such cases, the remote invigilator has the authority to reject the candidacy, ensuring that only the intended student is taking the exam. Please note that to enable this feature, AIP camera capture must be activated. AIP proxy detection. With this feature enabled, AI is employed to detect and raise alerts if someone other than the authorized student attempts to appear for the exam. The remote invigilator makes the final decision to reject the candidacy after evaluating the situation. Please note that to enable this feature, AIP camera capture must be activated. AIP evidence count. This feature configures the limit for collecting evidence related to AIP detection. For example, if it is set to 2, evidence for impersonation detection and multi-face detection will be collected 2 times each. This ensures that multiple instances of such events are captured, providing a comprehensive record for further analysis and decision-making. AIP user registration. This feature requires users to upload a human picture during the registration process. It ensures that only legitimate individuals with a genuine human picture are allowed to register, adding an extra layer of verification and authenticity to the user registration process. AIP auto pause for navigation away. When the student moves away from the exam page, the system will automatically pause the exam. This feature will work if RP navigation away feature is enabled. AIP auto pause for face away. If the student's face is not visible on the camera, the system will automatically pause the exam. This feature will work if RP face away feature is enabled. AIP auto pause for impersonation. In case an unauthorized user tries to take the exam on behalf of the registered user, the system will automatically pause the exam. This feature will work if AIP proxy detection feature is enabled. AIP auto pause for multiple person detection. If multiple individuals, in addition to the student, are detected during the exam, the system will automatically pause the exam. This feature will work if AIP multiple face detection feature is enabled. GF user auto approval. When this feature is enabled, registered students are automatically granted login access without requiring any manual approval process. This concludes the list of all the available features. Feel free to configure and optimize the exam according to your specific requirements and preferences. Let's see a demo. Please choose the preferred enrollment and click on the Enable Disable Features button. Within the pop-up window, you will find all the features that were previously discussed. It is important to carefully select the features you may require. For a high-end proctored test, it may be necessary to enable all the features, whereas for a mock test, you may only need to select a few. Keep in mind that the cost of the exam is dependent on the features you choose and their respective configuration values. Please exercise caution and make a thoughtful decision in this regard. Once you have finished configuring all the features, please make sure to save your changes. This concludes the list of all the available features. Feel free to configure and optimize the exam according to your specific requirements and preferences.